I'm Mark Callahan, Mr. Saltwater Tank, coming to you on behalf of saltwateraquarium.com. Today, I'm rolling out a brand new video series of saltwateraquarium.com called Mr. Saltwater Tank Reacts. In this video series, I'll react to videos, react to headlines in the news that are relevant to the saltwater aquarium world, and react to tank build videos as well. And to kick off the video series, I'm going to be reacting to a video that one of the members of our Facebook group, the Saltwater Insiders group, posted about his tank build. So with that, let's roll film. Holy orange! That explains it. I see the Neptune stuff. This guy's clearly a control freak. Nothing wrong with that. I'm one too. Even his fittings are orange. That's impressive. This sump is jumping out at me too. Dude, everything is clean. It's like he custom built the lids around each component. That's impressive, especially if this sump is left open and exposed all the time. Very nice, clean work. You got a flow sensor for the return line. You got another flow sensor back there. We'll find out what that's about in a minute, I bet. But this sump, I mean, you got it custom built right there around the torque reactor. The Nios torque reactor there. For media reactors, there's no tubes in and out. Wow, I'm liking how clean it is, right next to a Nios skimmer. That's nice, you're keeping it in the family. Everything's together, same company. I like having the same ecosystem on one ecosystem on a tank. That's nice. Now the tubes into the skimmer, I bet I know what that's about. It's empty, but I bet that's for CO2 scrubbing. Personally, I don't mess with that. I only have one client tank that occasionally has a pH problem. Otherwise, it's not worth it to me, but hey, each their own. Still though, there's no minimal amount of tubes around here, minimal amounts of cords. I would love to have this sump. Can you come do this for me, Chris? This is nice. I'm even got orange in the sump, orange in the plumbing tubes, and on the plumbing fittings. He's definitely got an orange theme. Ooh, heaters underwater. Okay, this is jumping out at me. These Eheim heaters, very reliable heaters. I actually use them on smaller installations when I can't use my inline heaters. However, I'm told that they do quite well, but you want to keep the business end of the heater out of the water. That's where the power cord comes in. That's where the thermostat is. Understand it's nice to have them tucked away nicely in the sump like you do, but I'd recommend getting the top of them out of the water. That will help them last longer. Okay, I see a little bit of stuff in the sump if I really want to be picky. Other than that, super clean. This is nice. Looks like this might be a Peninsula tank, as it looks like there's daylighting on the other side, so I'm interested to see what that is. Ooh, calc store. Love calc. The Vast calc store is the one that I use on my tank. Look like you got the pH probe in there, probably going to your apex, so you can tell when your calc is getting less potent. It's not underneath the stand though. Probably ran out of room. Interested to see the dimensions on this tank. But again, the install is blowing me away. Here we go. Okay, other side of the tank. One nice thing about Peninsula is you get access to either side. This side of the sump looks like his refugium. Yep, he's got some different types of macro in there, some reds, some greens. I like the little cardboard tube there over the light to help focus it more down into the sump. Hey, sometimes you got to do what you got to do, right? Knowing your acrylic skills here, probably got some 3D printing skills too. Okay, I'll be picky just because everything else is so clean. 3D print something or make something out of acrylic as opposed to the cardboard. Other than that, refugium's nice and clean. There's your top off container. You got your tubes coming in and out of there. Again, there's no wires running up across the top of the sump. Okay, there's this one that's coiled up there. Not sure what that is, but hey, I'll give it to you. Most reefers would love to have this set up. They would be impressed. They'd be jealous of having anything this clean. So I'll give you that little bit of wire that's there. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Something's hanging off right off screen here. Hang on, let's see if we get to it. It's where their flow sensor goes. Yep, there we go. UV. There you go. UV's right there, tucked away in the back of the stand, even mounted to your 80-20 that goes up there too. That's impressive. Tucking it away, vertically mounted, so it's easier to get the bulb out. Good call there. Again though, nice, clean stand. Underneath the stand, clean sump area. It looks like you got your sump in a tray too to prevent spills. You've done your homework, and then we get to the brains of this whole thing. Nice presentation for the apex. You've got two Energy Bar 832s here with their custom power cables that looks like you made. That's nice and clean. all behind a little cabinet that, look, you got plenty of stickers all over this thing too. Definitely a control freak. You got the white and orange theme all over this thing. Nothing like staying consistent like that. This is cool. I really like how you put everything behind these cabinets. Hopefully you got some fans on there to temperature control this thing, because the electronics can get a little bit warm. Knowing the amount of detail that this guy's gone into this though, I bet he has. This is well thought out. I'm interested to see. Here we go. Peninsula. Here you go. Inside, you got an iPad and you have an MP40 stuck to the side of the tank. I know there's a story there. That's cool. It's one way to store them, I guess, especially if you've done this much cord wrangling onto the iPad. Looks like you've got some switches here, tactile switches, so you can turn things on and off. This is nice to have around your tank, even if you have an Apex. Pulling your phone out, finding your phone, pulling your phone out, drying your hand if your hands are wet because you've been working around your tank, then opening the app and unlocking the phone. Sometimes it's easier just to have a physical button, and it looks like those light up. That's cool. Looks like a CO2 sensor. I bet that's what that is. And you have it interfaced into your Apex as well. That's cool that you only have one, but then you interfaced it into your Apex too. I bet that stuff, the CO2 level soars when you have a fair amount of people over. It looks like you get all your modules on the bottom too. What a great way to show off the tech on your tank. Now, some people want to see the tech, some people don't. This guy clearly is okay showing off the tech, and he's doing it, and he is doing it in a really clean way. So that is impressive. I'm loving this thing, man. All right, more of EcoSmarts over here. You got a battery backup. Looks like you got a little voltmeter there too. That's cool. That way when your battery backup starts to fail, gets old, which they do in time because they're nothing more than battery, you're gonna know it. And it looks like you got a Trident hanging out down below with the Voss, a little glass container there. I bet that's the waste container. Hey, if you're gonna make it clean, you might as well go with a nice designer water bottle, glass water bottle, to get that done to handle your waste. And now we're on to the beauty of this whole thing. The livestock. Look at the size of that wet leather coral. That is a big leather coral. Big boy right there. Nice presentation. Oh, flamingo and a hippo. I hope he's got the tank to support that. Those fish get really big. That hippo is already really big. My concern here is as these hippos get bigger, they start to eat zoas. I'll see if I see any zoas in this tank. Got some chromis, an Antheus there, frag rack. You got some stuff growing. Here comes the hippo, because of course they're always going to act hungry. Nice Nemrock right there. I'm digging that. Looks like you got some designer clowns in there. Lots of rose bubble tips. I love Nemrocks. Here comes the flamingo. Those things are like dogs. I hope this tank can support it. Those guys get really big, really fast. Whoop! Back up. GSP tower. Hopefully, from what I can tell, it looks like that thing is off by its own. It's isolated. Hopefully that GSP rock isn't touching the rock above it, because that stuff gets out of control quickly. You got some open space here. Maybe I should send this guy some fracs, because this is a really cool setup. It's really clean. Looks like you just need some more corals, livestock in here. Got a nice clam on the end too. I'm gonna send this guy some fracs. Let's load this thing up a little bit and get some more livestock in there. There's the Lone Rider sea anemone right there. There it is, off by itself. You're probably gonna wanna take that thing out. It's gonna start stinging this leather, because that leather is huge. It is a big boy. Oh, shrimp. I miss my shrimp. Can't have shrimp in my tank due to Harlequin tusk. Even more shrimp. Yeah, my tusk would love to munch those up in no time flat. Oh, I like the screen top because it keeps the fish in. It's a bit of a double-edged sword on rimless tanks, because rimless are nice because they're really clean look. Then you put a screen top on it. This is a nice acrylic one. It's better than finding a carpet surfer, so there's a give and take there, but I'm glad that you did put a screen top on there to keep the jumpers in. Nice presentation on the light rack. I'm digging the heavy-duty 80/20 on that. You got it Radeon turned perpendicular to the others. You got T5s on either side. Looks like this light rack always stays out in the open, and you got a piece of acrylic there on one side but not the other. I bet that is to prevent light spillage, because with open top tanks, it's one big challenge is light spilling into the room. And of course you put the Neptune Systems logo on there. Neptune should sponsor this guy. There's Neptune all over this thing. His sump is orange, the fittings are orange, his pipe on his plumbing is orange. Clearly a control freak. Nothing wrong with that. I'm one too. This guy's taking it to another level. Nice light rack. beefy. You don't have any supports on the other end too. That's cool how you made it beefy enough to support that. And hey, clip-on fan, if that keeps everything cool. Sometimes it's not the most elegant solution, but you know what? It works. So I'll give it to this guy for that one. Maybe I'd do a little something different. I'm sure you could 3D print something or find a nice way to mount some computer fans, CPU fans that might look a little cleaner. But again, look, we're splitting hairs. This guy's done such a good job of making everything so clean. I gotta find something that can be improved a little bit. Other than that though, this looks fantastic. Would love to have the tank, would love to have the hardware. Good clean install, well thought out. Let's get this guy some coral.